Hey everybody, Ackleyattack4427 here, and welcome to my reviews on Season 4 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Three things that I want to make clear from my intro video that I posted last month. Number one, seeing of how every episode is being posted every Saturday, or should I say released every Saturday, just like Thomas's Adventures with Sam the Thomas Man Wonging Ackleyattack4427 is doing right now. I think I'm going to post my reviews probably a few days after it's released, and or possibly 1 or 2 days. Kind of depends on my work schedule or not. Number two, just like I said in my intro video, I'm going to go through the entire episodes probably after they're released. So, and also 2-parters count as 1 episode. And besides, it's my reviews. Yours is probably way different from mine. And, number three, to the people who haven't seen those episodes, or to the people who are starting to get into the show right about now, sorry to break it to you, but spoilers for people who haven't seen them yet. So, enough of me talking. I am finally dressed for the occasion. I got Rainbow Dash on my back. I got the buttons all set, so, let us begin my reviews with the first 2 episodes, Princess Twilight Sparkle Parts 1 and 2. Okay, I guess the episode starts off with, right after the scenes of the movie My Little Pony Equestria Girls, where, Rainbow Dash, is helping Twilight Sparkle learning how to fly, while her friends watch, and, almost every single time Twilight ends up crashing every time she tries to get up into the air. Well, sorry to break it to you, Twilight, but wouldn't you consider going up to Cloudsdale to attend flight school? I think that'll make you a much better flyer. Wouldn't you agree, Rainbow Dash? I'll take that as a yes. And so right after the opening, Twilight and her friends, Applejack, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash, looked at the, look at Twilight's, new portrait in the stained glass hallway in Canterlot, which I gotta admit, it is pretty cool looking, oh, and I simply cannot argue about that. It looks pretty good, still. So right after that, Fluttershy and Applejack informs the others that they have to go back to Ponyville to prepare everything for the Summer Sun celebration. And okay, I think there's one question. Why would they celebrate about raising the sun? I mean, if it's something like that, can't they just make it into an amusement park? That would make it a lot more interesting. Yep. And while they do that, Twilight is sad that that she has to stay behind and trying to understand her royal duties since the main 6 share a connection since they found the elements of harmony. Well, still, I can't argue with that. I mean, we all know of how they became friends due to the elements of harmony. Probably in, like, the first episode or something. Yep. And right after that, Twilight tells... you know how I said I cannot do improv on camera? Well, I'm absolutely right by what I just said. Pinkie Pie tells Twilight that she and her friends will write to her often, and they promise the Pinkie promise that they will. Yeah. And yeah, and Rarity then reminds Twilight about her royal upgrades to her loft decorum. And then right after a departing hug, Twilight friends board the train that departs Canterlot all the way back to Ponyville. Yeah. It's almost a little bit like they want to celebrate a goodbye party. Yeah, I mean, still, I mean, if Twilight would have stayed in Ponyville, I think they would have, giving her something to live in. In fact, which reminds me, why can't you just stay in the library in Ponyville? I think that will make it a lot more interesting. But at least it's a lot better than nothing. So in Twilight's room, Spike checks some boxes with a long list, and then calculates that they could make it in time to make a quick trip in Ponyville, and still be back in Canterlot to finish preparing for the celebration. Yeah, in fact, which reminds me, why can't you do that before? Yeah, I mean, if you would have made a quick trip to Ponyville to visit your friends and then head back to Canterlot to finish preparing for the Summer Sun celebration, I think that will make it a lot more interesting. Yeah. So I think Twilight then tells Spike that these are her first royal duties that Princess Celestia assigned to her, and she cannot let her down. Yeah, I mean, you almost let her down in Lesson 0. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, I think she never actually let her down in Lesson 0. What's wrong with me these days? Okay. Moving on. So right after that, Princess Celestia did arrive and reassures that that Twilight will never let her down. And I can't even feel in the dead air there. What's wrong with me? And in fact, and Princess Celestia then tells Twilight that that she is looking forward for the Summer Sun celebration because it was the day over the since after the whole 1,000 years since Princess Celestia banished Princess Luna, which her evil identity is Nightmare Moon, into the moon. In fact, why can't they just do a parody of Into the Woods, be like, into the moon, you know, like, into the moon, into the moon, into the moon. You know, a little bit like that. That'll be enough to win a Tony Award. So after another letter arrives, and for Twilight, and when she opens it, confetti bursts out. I think Pinkie Pie just wanted to have some contrast payoff. So I think, so right around, yeah, still, what's wrong with me these days? I gotta, yeah, you know, I still cannot do improv on camera, so might as well keep on going. So right around the next morning, Twilight wakes up and sees that, both night and day cannot be separated and except or come together, which means, you know, chaos! Because we all know what happens when night and day collide together. That would equal chaos! So since right after that, the Royal Guard then goes up to Princess Twilight, well, screw it, I'm still gonna call her Twilight Sparkle, and informs her that Princess Celestia and Princess Luna are gone. Well, where exactly did they go to? Did they go to Las Pegasus? Did they go to Manhattan? Did they go to Philadelphia? Or better yet, didn't they go down to Ponyville to see what was going on? I don't know, just something. And since after that, the Royal Guards is now taking orders from Princess Twilight. Man, what's wrong with me? Well, or should I say Princess... So, what's wrong with me? Or should I say Twilight Sparkle? Well, sorry to break it to you, but... You know, I'm still gonna call her Twilight Sparkle. Or maybe once in a while I'll just call her Princess Twilight. But I guess for now, I'll still call her Twilight Sparkle. As another guard bursts in and informs the news from Ponyville that the Everfree Forest is invading. The Everfree Forest is invading? How could the Everfree Forest be invading if it's stuck in one place? Boy, this is getting a little bit weird. So, moving on. So we then cut down to Fluttershy's cottage as she sees a whole bunch of her animal friends scared, and when she opens the door to see, she can see part of the Everfree Forest coming down in her direction. Boy, I mean, what's next? She'll be locked in a cage when her friends are in trouble, or one of her pets died. Surely, I think the Everfree Forest expanding and hanging down to her college is probably enough to make her cry. Right? Oh, and Fluttershy, if you're watching this, I still love you from the bottom of my heart. While at Sweet Apple Acres, Granny Smith, Applejack, and Big Macintosh, which, by the way, I wonder where Apple Bloom is trying to stop the invasion of the weeds. How could weeds be scary? But apparently, Big Macintosh attempts to bite the weeds. I wonder if his teeth are strong enough to hold grip of the weeds. Only to inform that Applejack mentions that she cannot. She never actually seen these types of weeds before. While a few spiky clouds pass by, she questions about what is happening to the sky. You know something? I have no reason why. While in town center, Rainbow Dash attempts to remove the spiky clouds, but apparently it doesn't seem to work. Probably a lot like the plot holes in both The Lost World and Garbage Pail Kids. Still, it's just a little bit weird. While meanwhile, at the Carousel Boutique, Rarity opens the curtain only to notice that there's something strange in the sky. Yeah, something strange about the sky. I mean, we already informed that from Applejack. Why do we need to do it twice? Only to discover that when Squeaky Belle arrives and Rarity asks if it's another prank by her and the Crusaders, when actually it's not. Only then she bounces down the stairs, and the next thing you know, she's being chased by a curtain. What? Why would Squeaky Belle be chased by a curtain? I mean, curtains cannot kill people. I mean, what the heck? Man, I know this is getting a little bit weird, but I think My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is starting to become dark all of a sudden. In fact, sorry to break it to you, writers, but I can make darker stories than you do. In fact, which reminds me, where do I sign up? So Twilight and Spike arrive back in Ponyville, only to discover that what the Royal Guard said about the Everfree Forest invading is absolutely true. While Rainbow Dash is still being chased by these spiky clouds, and the roots and plants getting more and more dense, Twilight and her friends collect outside of the mayor's office to discuss what is going on. Only to approach Ponyville, Twilight then dodges the spiky clouds that docked into the sky. And as Twilight finally arrived back in the library where she lived in for 3 seasons in a row now, she realized that, I think she realizes that the only way to stop the Everfree Forest is to gather up the elements of harmony once again. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it is still basically what bonded the main 6 together. So they then have to go out to see what was going on. But then, who should appear in... oh, sorry about that. But then, who should return for another season with absolutely no reason whatsoever since this new season began and quite possibly made the first season... or quite possibly made the first appearance in the 2nd episode? None other than Discord! Really? Even though that the Everfree Forest is invading, you are going to Discord about this? I mean, we all know what happened to Discord. I mean, he just went from evil to good now. I mean, why would you go up to him for that? So when the main 6 finally summoned her, they then ask Discord if any of that was his doing, when actually he has no such idea about that and has nothing to do with that whatsoever. And while they're still gathering up information about all of this, they then come across Zakora. Well, finally at least she finally gets another appearance. I mean, it's about time she finally appears in this season. So, Zakora informs that to know what was going on, Twilight has to drink a potion, but with the dark magic, she has to change it from purple to white in order to drink it. Way to use the leftover magic from the Crystal Empire, Twilight. So, right around the time Twilight finally drinks the potion, her eyes start to glow and she started flashing back for some reason. Wait, so flashing back to the past is gonna help her get some ideas about what's going on? Only to discover an old palace where Princess Celestia and Princess Luna are, only to discover Princess Luna transforming into Nightmare Moon. Well, I gotta say, that was awesome! I did not expect this cliffhanger to end this episode off. So, enough with that, end of part 1. Okay. So, in part 2, Princess Celestia arrives to fight off Nightmare Moon, which, by the way, is Princess Luna's alter ego now. Oh, and they kept on fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and quite possibly ripping off every single fight scene in The Last Airbender, which, by the way, screw you, M. Night Shyamalan, you deserve those Razzies. You deserve those Razzies, M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, sorry, I got a review to do. Only to discover that Nightmare Moon uses her magic to hit Princess Celestia, crashing her down into the throne room. And the next thing, and I gotta say, they really killed off Princess Celestia already? Well, it did say that it did end up making Twilight Sparkle cry. Yeah, that's very tragic. So, I guess Princess Celestia really is gone forever. Even though she is one of the best characters all throughout the entire show. Well, in the end, I guess she deserves to rest in peace. Nah, I'm just kidding. She's not dead. She then gets back up to fight her off again. And the only way to defeat her is that she raised up the elements of harmony and finally banished her into the moon for 1,000 years. That obviously enough, returning once again in Friendship is Magic Parts 1 and 2. Moving on. So Twilight then wakes up only to discover that her friends are confused with the fact that she's talking to herself and crying. And Discord found really amusing while he's holding a poster of the anime GIF or GIF of Twilight crying like a little baby with a little bit of with a sound of a baby crying in the background. I can't argue with that. Moving on. So Twilight takes another sip of the so Twilight takes another sip of the potion, resulting in another flashback of how Princess Celestia and Princess Luna defeated Discord, turning him into stone. And right after that, she discovers a little thing called the Tree of Harmony, where the elements of harmony came from. So, wait. The elements of harmony came from the Tree of Harmony? That's never explained in the first 3 seasons. I mean, I don't know who came up with this story, but can we go back to the Tree of Life at Disney World? So I guess the only way... Oh, sorry. So right after the flashback ends, Twilight believes that the Everfree Forest is growing out of control and the Tree of Harmony is in danger. Resolving to save the tree, Twilight and her friends set forth into the forest. Okay, I think I'm finally gonna do a Into the Woods big there. And seeing of how Disney is gonna be releasing a movie adaptation of Into the Woods, I might as well do it anyway. Some Into the Everfree Forest! Into the Everfree Forest! Into the Everfree Forest! Still can't argue with that. So while walking through the Everfree Forest, and which, by the way, I wonder if they sang an Into the Woods parody song in this. Alright. I guess they didn't. So, anyways, Twilight, Applejack, sorry about that, I can't, Twilight possessed that she has to return to Ponyville while the other 5, go and search for the Tree of Harmony. Well, didn't you hear that guy from, didn't you hear what, Lauren Dudesag in Jurassic Park never let someone stroll down the road? And you're obviously gonna let Twilight Sparkle stroll down the road? I mean, what the heck? So, anyways, returning back to Ponyville, Discord is somehow enjoying the chaos that the Everfree Forest is putting up on. Only that Twilight arrives to scold him. And with the domestic words that Discord said that is probably not true to begin with, she has to rush back and help out her friends. And which, by the way, they finally make it to the Tree of Harmony, only to discover that Twilight and Spike are lost in the forest, and Twilight climbs up a tree and spot her friends there. So I guess that means they're gonna go help her, right? I'll take that as a yes. So I think Fluttershy then believes that the tree is dying, and they tried to get rid of the vines there, but the vines fight back. Guess they have a mind of their own now. Only that Spike arrives to know that Twilight is in danger, and they have to go rescue her. Ha! I'm right! So Twilight then suddenly realizes that the only way to save the Tree of Harmony from dying is that they have to give up the elements of harmony in order to put the Tree of Harmony back into place. Well, wait a minute! You're telling me that the only way to stop the Tree of Harmony from dying is to have the main six give up the elements of harmony? The only thing that can never break apart their friendship and saved Equestria from all types of danger? Okay, I don't know how weird this is gonna get, but this show is getting much weirder and weirder for every little thing that's going on. Okay, so let me get one thing straight. First, the main six uses the magic of friendship to turn Nightmare Moon back into Luna. The main six using the elements of harmony to turn Discord into stone. Shocking Armor and Princess Kagan's using the power of love to defeat the changelings, all while Queen Chrysalis got flung into the desert. Princess Kagan's catching the Crystal Heart, restoring balance to the Crystal Empire, all while killing off King Sombra. Twilight Sparkle using a magical spell to get rid of the Pinkie Pie clones, all while making them watching paint dry. And on top of that, you make the accusation that the only way to save the Tree of Harmony from dying is to make them give up the elements of harmony? Boy, that's a little bit weird for what I just noticed. I mean, looks like Friendship is Magic is starting to get dark all of a sudden. Oh well, back to the story. So with the friends' agreement, Twilight and her friends finally give up the elements of harmony, restoring balance to Equestria and saving the Tree of Harmony. And right after that, the last few vines finally freed Princess Luna and Princess Celestia. And they finally make it back to Ponyville, only to discover that Discord has been throwing around these seeds which actually caused all of this to happen in the first place. So in a nutshell, Discord went from being evil to good back to being evil again? Boy, that's a little bit weird. And since after that, the Summer Sun celebration in Canterlot finally goes on as usual. And the episode ends with Twilight taking flight and produce a sonic rainbow-like effect with her magic in the shape of her cutie mark. So I guess it's probably like the Twilight Sparkle Boom. Well, yeah, I think that is a really good name to come up with, the Twilight Sparkle Boom. That is just fantastic. So, finally done with that. So, all in all, Princess Twilight Sparkle Parts 1 and 2 are both really good episodes, and they're really good ways to start off the new season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. So, all in all, they each get a 4.5 out of 5, and that was only the first 2 episodes. The first 2! Well, I guess since after that, I bet there's more on this way, So stay tuned for my next review, and I'll see all of you bronies and Pegasisters later. Take care.